on, everybody? Bones here. I know it's been a minute, maybe about 8 months or so since y'all last seen me. Maybe about July, August, somewhere in that ballpark. I know. Hope everybody's been doing fine. Been seeing some of y'all videos. I know I haven't been commenting a lot on some of y'all videos, but I have been watching some of y'all. You know, y'all been doing some good work. Enjoying them. Things have been happening around here. Been having a lot of things. Time for some story. So, if you ain't got a beverage, possibly of adult variety, because I know I got some kids that watch this channel. So, if you want, perfect time to go ahead and pause this video. Go ahead and get you a frosty beverage or pour you a drink. Whether or not you want to put some ice in there or not, all depends on you. So go ahead, pause this video right now, and then we'll pick back up in a second. So, pause it. Alright, welcome back. For those of y'all that stuck with that pause, I apologize for the pause, but I wanted to give those people a chance. So, last y'all saw me, I had the shoulder surgery back in June-ish, maybe June 8th, I think it was. Doc went in, took about 15 minutes, put one stitch in there, and then he did a relief in the bicep. Did what I was supposed to do, put it in the sling, did all the rest of that crap. Started doing PT. I was like, yo, Doc, I don't think you got it all. Still kind of feeling something in the joint, like I told you I felt. He's like, give it time. All right. About July-ish or so, I was walking back from my garage area to my house, and my right knee that I've had 2 knee surgeries on, one in about 2002, 2003 to do a lateral release where I was born with my kneecaps out of place. So they did a lateral release where they take a part of a muscle and then they cut on it so that way that it shifts the kneecap over. Well, the scar tissue on that tore off. I'll get to the other surgery in a second. Well, that tore off apparently according to the doctor when I saw him in November. The other surgery that I had was back in 2015. That's called an MPFL, where they take cadaver tissue and drill it into the kneecap area in order to keep the kneecap and everything from subluxing out of place. Well, that turned into where when they released the brace that I had on there, well, it turned out to be where I had a blood clot, which then eventually caused me to have a pulmonary embolism that took out all of my right lung and half of my left lung for about 6 months. Fun times. But anyway, back to July. So I put my knee brace back on. I deal with what I need to deal with because my shoulder is more important going back and forth to PT. Well, during PT time frame, my collarbone that has been out of place for about 23 years now slips back into place because the doctors that I've seen, including him, stated to me that it would never slip back into place. Just, there was no way that it was ever going to get back into place. So it is now back into place. So it slips back into place when I did a rotation and it popped back into place, which then probably pushed what he repaired out of place further. So I'm continuing on with PT. I tell him that. He goes, give it time. I finish PT. Still tell him I have really, he's like, you're good on power, everything else like that. I'm like, dude, I still feel that you haven't done what I need you to do. I know that there's still damage into the shoulder. Like, I know that my collarbone slipping back into place is going to be good in long term, but I know that there's stuff you've missed in the joint itself. So like, give it time. Okay. My pain doctor, on the other hand, says, hey, look, the insurance company is stating that it's been about 2 years in order to stay current for your low back for the RFAs, which is radio frequency ablations. We need to get this taken care of now. So, okay, get that on the books. Get my nerve, get the low back burn. About the same time, we move on to about the 4th homeowners insurance company. Thanks to the lovely world of homeowners insurance companies in Louisiana who have either moved out of the state or gone bankrupt or whatever the state of homeowners insurance is in the United States, because they don't want to do business in areas that are actually causing them to actually pay out. So, you know, they're telling us to, you know, put a, we have a 40 by 40 shop that's here, that is a garage. They're telling us to either tear it down or take off the roof and put on a shingled roof, which is like $15,000, you know, because I've gotten quotes for that. Or tear the structure down and rebuild a new one on there because they want a brand new structure. Or they've made up other crap. And this has been multiple insurance companies. Or they're just going to keep jacking up the rate. Let's see. What else? Our property is fenced, but now they're stating that in the future they might want a fence around the pool too. So it's a good idea to eventually start investing in that. But your property is fenced, so that's good. But we might want that safety feature too. So they've not really given us much guidance on that, but they would like that done now. But I've been having to deal with that too. So I'm doing that right after the fact that I've gotten my back done. The back procedure didn't work, obviously. I'm building the fence. I'm about 3/4 of the way through the fence. I've got about 4 sections left on the fence. You know, we've got a 30 by 30 pool with a 24 by 16 deck that I've had to fence in. So a pretty large area that I've had to fence in with a 4-foot high pool fencing that I've been having to deal with. So obviously my back had no chance. Also, my shoulder has probably retorn because I've also had a couple of incidents where the geese decided to go have a night out on the town in the woods. And I'll show you the woods in a minute. I've already filmed that. And there's trees down all over the place thanks to Hurricane Ida. And the landowner that owns it has sold off some of the property, but they originally owned about 300 acres. We're on the tip end of that. And they ain't worried about cleaning any of that up. I mean, they had 300 acres of woods. So they ain't worried about cleaning up any of that. And one of my neighbors decided about a year ago or so, they decided to burn some stuff, but they burned it right up against the woods there, and it decided to catch fire and catch the woods on fire of that other property, which then decided to catch the cow fields on fire. So not only did they catch their property on fire, they caught another landowner's property on fire, and then they caught another landowner's property on fire. So, go figure. You know, we called out the fire department, they came and did some stuff, and then another property owner called out the stuff. So then fire department had to call out some other stuff. Eventually they were having to threaten the original landowner with calling out the forestry services in order to get them to let them onto their property to take a look, which then if the forestry services got involved, then they would have been totally screwed. But it's been a nightmare. But on top of all that, back on May 25th or so, we went into a burn ban here because it's been so dry. And it's just been crazy. So, you know, literally about a couple miles down the road, you know, there was about 200 acres burned by the casinos down the road, about 9 miles down the road. And then a couple miles that way, there was another 400 acres burned. So if I tried to come out here and do anything on the grills before I did anything, the cops knew that I had this whole setup here. So they would literally come and flash their lights at me. So I was done, including if I did the pellet grill. So I couldn't really do anything. Because at the time, including the whole burn ban thing, included grills and stuff like that, and the cops in my area didn't want to play around or anything like that, because especially when we just had hundreds of acres burned and stuff like that, despite the fact that I had hoses and everything else like that, and my entire pad area over here is nothing but dirt. So, and as you can see, I got galvanized behind me. So, and I've got fire extinguishers, but I understand. So, it didn't get lifted until Thanksgiving, till about 2 days or so before Thanksgiving Day. But, around that same time frame too, my shoulder is still killing me. The geese are out there doing what they want to do. I'm having to wrap their houses with tarps. It's been a mess. But I'm going to try to be back now. I just built a 4th section onto the structure because while I was dealing with stuff the previous year or two with this structure that I already had, I was noticing, dealing with the charcoal, that they weren't getting enough air. So I built the 4th structure on there, but the end portion now is a door. So it swings open to about 90 degrees. So that way the airflow can flow in, get into the ports, and fire the fuel. So we're going to see how that rolls and help out all the charcoal pits. So let's see what else. I did get a new knee brace. Had to go do it on my own. So now I've got one old knee brace that has the springs on the side that I wear on my knee that has just one surgery done on it to fix the kneecap, put that in place, that it just had the lateral release. On the other knee that still is jacked up, I have a hinged knee brace that's got hinges about like that thick. So I'm dealing with that now. Eventually, after I completely blow this shoulder out, because it's clicking and popping and I can feel the collarbone popping in and out of place now. But after I completely blow the shoulder out, maybe by the end of this year, I'll go get it checked out. But I've got work to actually do before I go deal with that, because I don't want to spend the money on going to there, getting the MRI, getting the x-rays. Then they'll send me to 2 months of PT. Then they'll tell me, well, we might do something, we might not. Then they'll do the exploratory surgery and everything. I ain't got time or money to spend on that. I've got a fence to finish dealing with. I've got a pool to deal with. I've got a deck to clean, strip, and sand, and put on new sealant. I've got to paint the house. I've got to paint several rooms on the inside of the house. I've got to clean off and burn stuff before they do another burn ban, because some idiot just burned 200 acres in Denham Springs, Walker area. There's been fires all over the place because people are burning crap too close to the woods again, and there's people are burning stuff. Like you'll see in a thing in a minute. I've got a nice section where I can burn stuff. I take my hoses and I take my other stuff. I don't piling stuff up, you know, high up. I take a nice little bit, I burn that down, and then I build my fire again. You know, I don't make a massive pile up and then burn that. I do about a 6-foot high pile and I burn that, and then I do it again. I don't do, you know, 20 feet high, 20 feet long. I burn a little bit and then I do it again. But I make sure I have fire extinguishers, and I do hoses, and I take care of it. But like I say, I've got many projects I got to deal with because, you know, my shoulder put me down for too long, and I got other stuff. But my channel will not just be, for right now, cooking and everything else like that. Yeah, I didn't show you me doing this other stuff, but I didn't think y'all wanted to see me do this without my shirt on, because you know, yeah, I ain't Mr. Handsome without a shirt on. You know, I'm kind of like my dad. You know, he used to work without his shirt on, and you know, that's kind of how I learned from him, was that, because I work better without my shirt on. So I'll try to take some video and stuff like that of me doing some stuff, but with doing some of these projects and everything else like that with everything. But you know, we'll do that, and I'll do some cooking videos and everything else like that. But sorry, it's getting kind of long. You know, we looking at about 22 minutes of me rambling right about now, and then we still got me showing you all this other stuff. But if you're still here, I thank you. You know, so all right, let's get to the other stuff. This here was where the structure stopped off at. It was 3 sections long, about 12 feet each section. This one here is about another 12 feet. Built the door here. Swings all the way open. I'm not going to go ahead and do that now. I feel like messing up my shoulder. But that door swings about almost all the way open. So, but, you know, took me about 3.5 days to do it. That's part of the area I had to clear off just to make sure nothing catches fire. I still got more to clear. Still got to clear back here now. I'll burn that. There goes my fencing. And goes all the way around to the other side of the deck. Now we're gonna go into the woods. Fun! Them geese, they probably spent the night over here in this little mess. Because when I found them the other day trying to do the same thing, which they might be doing the same thing again, they were over here. So I'll probably have to come over here after I'm done shooting this and look again. So yeah, fun times. But let me continue on. Can you believe the neighbor that is over there decided about I want to say August or so, decided he wanted to light the woods by his house because he put some logs up against the area. He lit it on fire, and it lit all this on fire, including the cow pasture. Yeah, and there's snakes back here, and there's all sorts of other creatures back here. And you got my dumb self just, you know, walking, not a care in the world. But I don't care. And I walked all the way over there into the nothingness till like 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm not going to do that with y'all on this video, but you know, this is what I did. So I'll leave y'all with this. That's what I did. That's what I've been up to. So I'll return shortly, hopefully. I'm trying to gather some stuff right now. So I'll see y'all soon. Later.